Oh, knowledge! Don't you dare be sour! Clap for your world-famous five-time champs and feel the power! It's a new day!
Yes, it is!
That got me hyped. What about you guys?
I got me concerned about Big E's blood pressure. I've never seen...
It's a new day. Yes, it is. Yes, it is here, boys and girls. It is a new day in the Best Friends League, the BFFL. Oh, yeah, as Savdog might say it. So, we are here. Week 5. 5 weeks? Where does the time fly? Time flies when you're having fun. It seems like just yesterday we were over at the old commissioner's house drafting up some teams that we loved or we hated, that we traded immediately. And now here we are, 4 weeks in. Some teams... Wait, is that correct? No team is going to go 1972 Miami Dolphins undefeated. Who would have thunk it? Who would have thunk it? Every team is sitting with one loss, and every team has one win. Oh, wait, no, they don't. So, let's talk a little bit before we go forward. You know, Thrills likes to go backwards. Let's back it up a little bit. One, still rocking this quite debonair. I don't know if you can see it in the lighting or not. Here, I'll pause for 1 second. Let me go to commercial break. And we're back! Sorry about that, guys. Sorry about that. Had some lighting issues. Tried to light up the globes there. Thought that might shut those frogs up. I don't know if you can hear me in the backdrop or not. I know some dogs. If you got dogs in the house, they're going to be going crazy listening to this video. Last week, Thrills, predictions 2 and 4. The 2 winning teams I picked were the 2 teams that I totally jacked up their predictions. So I appreciate Anthony and Code Dog picking up some dubs for me. Everybody else just totally just crapped out sideways. Thought Thrills was going to lose, Thrills won. Thought Ben was going to win, Ben lost. Thought Rymart was going to win, Rymart lost. So, you know, things went bad, but, you know, we got things on the horizon. Maybe I didn't pick Ryan to win. I don't really know. You know, last week was a long time ago here in the Thrills Nation. This week's show brought to you by New Day. Got to throw that in there as well. Secondly, last week, great cup of Joe this morning. I love waking up like half asleep with my eyes. Like the first thing I do is roll over and like look at the phone. I'm like bleary-eyed, like trying to pry my eyes open because it's kind of fuzzy as I try to read it. With the, you know, the eye boogers and the crust and stuff in the morning. I don't really have the crust, but, you know, sometimes, you know, you gotta peel the eyes open just so you can, you know, read what's on your phone. It's quite blurry, but I'll lay on that little sofa in my robe and just read it for a couple minutes. I'm like, I gotta get up and go to work. 3 more Mondays. I'm just gonna go ahead and say that. 3 more Mondays. Teachers, Ben, Aunt, you got kids. Rymar, you got a wife. Savdog's a teacher. Benny Boy's a teacher. I'm a teacher. Gee, school's almost done. Heck yeah, summer's almost here. Summer's here! Alright, so let's move on. Last week is last week, this week is this week, with 6 fresh predictions that are bound to go correct for 6 teams in the league. Let's go ahead, let's not waste any time. Let's go ahead and get started here with a man with a really great offense versus a man with a really great mustache. And I'm talking about Anthony versus Jaycock. Now, Jaycock, He's got some players on his team. I don't want to fool you. He's got a great outfield. He's got Chris Davis. He's got Reese Hoskins. He's got Mitch Haniger. He's got Lorenzo Cain. All guys you'd be like, they made the All-Star team. You'd be like, that makes sense. Zach Attack galore on his team. Zach Greinke, Zach Eflin. He probably has Zach Godley, Zach Wheeler. So he's rocking these Zach guys right now, but he's rocking it to the tune of a record that he shouldn't be too pleased with. 2-2. I thought he could be better right now. I thought he could be 3-1. I don't know how he snuck that victory in last week. I guess there was a stat correction. I tried to go back and check on my phone, but it kept redirecting me to the app, which you can't see ish for ish on. Kind of a bummer there. But anyways, Jaycock pulled out the dub 2-2. Thought he should be 3-1 already this year. I'm liking where his team's going. Anthony's team on the other hand is 3-1. Not a surprise. 1 week loss, lack of pitching, but still lack of offense. Couldn't beat D-Harp, Evil, Morty anyways. But he's got an O that you're like, man, that offense is really great. Like, they put up numbers, then you look at the offense, and you're like, he's got Jonathan Scope. He's got nobody on his team. He has Josh Bell. Yeah, but it's really Freddie Freeman, Javi Baez, and J.D. Martinez. Aside from that, you could look at his team like, I don't really want him. But somehow, his team's putting work together. I had this match kind of even when I was looking at it back and forth, but I got to say in the end, I think Anthony's going to continue his role. The end game, the Thanos reference in the name, I'm inevitable. It is inevitable that his offense is going to somehow just jack you up sideways, and his pitching, hey, you can bank Friday night, Saturday afternoons. At some point, Anthony's going to be like, All right, I got 45. Cool. And we all know that means he's got his 45 innings pitched, he's reached his limit, and he's just going to roll out with like a 2.89 ERA, couple dubs, couple saves here and there, and he's going to bank on his offense. And Jeremy's offense this week isn't going to let that hinder him. Jeremy's going to win. I'm backtracking right now. I'm Skip Bayless. I said Anthony, whoop, whoop, throw that mug in reverse. I'm going with Jaycock right here. I just upset feel. Right now I feel Jaycock. So Jaycock, forget prior research, all right? This is what's in my heart, not what's in my head. All right, so you're pulling out the dub this week. All right, next up, we got the, oh yeah, brother of Sav, Macho Sav, Randy Sav, versus two-time, feel the power of Code Nobes. Not so fast, my friend, on the year of the Sav Dog, though. I'm gonna lead course of you for a minute. Not so fast. Dikembe Mutombo. No, my friend, not in my house. You know, you say it's the year of the Sav, but Jacob deGrom's having the worst year I've seen him have in a long time. Justin Verlander's been great. Max Scherzer having a terrible year by Max Scherzer standards as well. Offense. Let me check your numbers here. You got Carlos Santana doing great. You got Juan Soto, not batting real great, but he's still got a decent OPS over 800. And aside from that, bro, I mean, it's Andrew McCutchen and then some dudes you're like, no. Why is he owned? No. Really? So this week, when you play against a team like Cody, who is a defending champion, who knows he's mustering something in there with Rizzo and Ozzy, I think he could be a formidable opponent. He's got a pretty solid O, like I said. If we could work on some of his pitching, that would be great as well. Oh, wait, he doesn't need to work on his pitching. He's picked up Clayton Kershaw. Kershaw's reverting back to like 2015 Kershaw. 7 innings, 2 earned, picking up the 8 Ks, 9 Ks, looking like a true ace. I don't think it matters. I'm going with Year of the Sav. Year of the Sav, I said not so fast earlier just to throw people off the scent. I'm saying yes fast right here. You're going to 4-1, and Cody, our defending champ, falling to 1-4. Not a good place to be, Code. Not a good place to be. All right, so now our next matchup. And after reading a couple posts, it's come to my attention that this matchup is Mortal Kombat. That's right. No, we don't need ads here. I already did my commercial break. YouTube, thank you. We've got Nigel. We've got B-Han, not Bi-Han. He's not a Bi-Han anything. He's a B-Han. Oh, commercial break on MLB TV. Guest car's career. I got another out. B-Han, Nigel. Nigel, you've got a touch. It seems like each year you pick somebody up that's a pitcher. You're like, why do you pick that guy up? This year it's Mike Minor. You picked him up after his CGSHO, if I'm not mistaken, and it was a typical, I picked somebody up after a great start. What a surprise. You know, the old Code Nobes move. I don't think it's, Mike Minor could very well be an ace this year. Granted, an ace for Texas doesn't mean much, but could he be an ace for a fantasy team? I don't know. When summer really hits here in July and August, the ball's going to be flying out of Arlington, and Mike Minor's been great this year, but am I really supposed to believe Mike Minor in year 28 that he's been in the majors is finally going to break through? That's tough for me to say right there. That is tough for me to say. And you're going against a team right now that is just rolling. Bihan didn't play well 2 weeks ago in his loss to Wonderbat. Played fantastic last week against No Host Club. We're looking at the numbers. I was like, 15-1. I'm sure it's pretty close in some of these categories. Nope, none. And Wednesday, I thought if I was Bill should have been looking to next week last Wednesday, is what I'm saying. So he should have been focused on his opponent for this week for about 12 days. Alex, to being 2-2 in your position, already in the head of your division, leading your other brother, leading Rymart, that's a good place to be in right now. I know it's only 2-2, but it's still nice to look up and see your name at the top of your division. And that is not going to change this week. You're going to pick up another dub, get to 3-2. Nigel's going to kind of stumble a little bit after starting really great, being a team that I thought had something to be reckoned with. It looks like that Nigel's kind of, just biding. He's already having his preseason lulls, if you will. Bihan, though, is having no lull in my book at all. That's a dub this week for Bihan. All right, now next matchup here. We've got the Wonderbat versus the No Host Club. We call this the matchup of the traders. Will, always been known to wheel and deal, hashtag Trader Will from last year, versus New Age Will, hashtag Billy Baseball from this year. Both these guys throw out a tremendous amount of trades. I want to say double digits each week, guaranteed. Probably 2 or 3 to the same opponent with just a slight differential player in between here. He throws a Luke Voigt. Wonderbat throws an Adam Eaton. He throws a Josh Donaldson. He gets an Andrew Benintendi. No, the screen's not frozen. No host club, though. He's got a great squad all around. He's rocking the almost geometric, so at this point. Each week, he's going to be like Anthony. He's going to be squeaking by. Only 4 starting pitchers with Jose Quintana right now looking like one of the best ones on his team. Is he Jose Quintana from a few years back when the White Sox wanted to deal him and got a haul for him based around Eloy Jimenez? Or is he the last 2 years where he's been a 4.5 ERA pitcher? That's the question right now. Is he going to revert back? Same thing we asked about Mike Minor in our last matchup. I think he's going to revert back at some point in time. If it happens this week, that'd be great. Is it going to happen this week? Probably not, because he's playing Wonderbat, a team much like his own. Great offense. He's done some dabbling in his pitching, tried to get things together, but as of this taping, Patrick Corbin, his ace, has already been rocked by almost said the Eagles. Let's go with another bird. Let's go with the Cardinals. This week is going to help out Wonderbat in one regard. He's going to get a vision of what his playoff competition is going to look like. But aside from that, the No Host Club, I think, is going to win this matchup. I'm thinking a 12-7 kind of game. So No Host Club, I'm picking you to beat Wonderbat. He'll keep it close, but I'm thinking his team's been going a little too hot recently with the double-digit hits per game, per matchup, per day. And that's going to come back in mind. Those guys can't continually stay that high. So you're going to get a lead, get it quick, because his players might wind up recovering. All right, 4 matchups down, 2 to go. Let's check on our next matchup. We're going to talk about Evil Morty versus Springfield Isotopes. Springfield Isotopes, 1-3. 0-5 last year, 1-3. You almost get the idea that Rymar just thinks he can, Los Angeles Lakers it from the early thousands and just flip a switch and just turn it on when he needs to. Worked last year. Is it going to work this year? It's probably not something he wants to find out on a year-to-year basis. That's all I can say. Got a good offense right now. You've got Christian Walker doing great things. Gleyber Torres striking out a little bit too much. MV Mookie, might we say that? Mookie VP, can we go with that? The M stands for the MVP, Mookie Betts. You get what I'm saying there, guys? I think Mookie's playing really well right now, and he's kind of turning it around. Hey, Frogs, can I get a little peace and quiet over here? Appreciate it. Oh, they just gave me the big FU right there. There's an extra loud roar. Roar. They're not lions out there yet. Now, Springfield Isotopes, on the other hand, though, I'm noticing you got some DL issues. You might want to get that remedied in a quick, fast hurry. That's in my notes right here. That's at least what my notes look like, they say. It was written 6 hours ago before I saw Endgame, and it's a little difficult to read, especially with my sloppy penmanship. You're going against a team, though. I do know these facts. Evil Morty, when his offense doesn't show up like last week, we see what happens. 101 total bases last week. The prior 3 weeks, 151, 121, and then 192 in the 18-day matchup of week 1. If that doesn't tell a story about a team, I don't know what does. As the Cup of Joe said, the chance of him having a sub-4 ERA for 2 consecutive weeks, slim and nil. All right, it's fewer chances. That's me. I might as well go out and buy a scratchy tonight after the taping of this, and I got a chance of winning $100 than he does of 2 straight weeks of sub-4 ERA. And I know I'm going to hear about this because D-Harp loves, and when I got a text message from him this week, I don't think he's going to mind me sharing this little personal story. Pitching staff dreadful, huh? Question mark. And as he has his best pitching week of the year is when I call his pitching staff dreadful. So as I call his offense dreadful last week, just know, Isotopes, that can only mean one thing for you, a loss, because his offense probably going to pick it up and turn it around, probably get about 100, I'm going to say 33 total bases. I foresee 13 home runs minimum from Evil Morty, and that's going to be more than enough, shall I say, to defeat Springfield Isotopes. All right, our last matchup of the week. Whew. Crowd's getting pretty anxious out there. I don't know if you can hear them or not. We're ready for the last matchup. We've got Krusty's Third Nipple versus the Tennessee Smokies. Now, Krusty's Third Nipple, B Green. His pitching staff, whoa, didn't expect that to come out of here with Joe Musty Grove. Is he going to take the moniker of Must from Must Champ to Musty Grove? I think so. He's making that transition. I thought he was going to be a good player. The Pirates didn't try to get him in that deal for Garrett Cole for nothing. They thought they had something, and right now it's turning out to be true. Chris Sale, man, dude, I just don't know what to do about him. Some weeks you're like, oh yeah, he's looking pretty good. I mean, like some weeks, some like innings, half innings, and then there's other weeks you're like, oh, bro, no, what's going on? You got signed to a contract, and he tore out his elbow signing the contract. Strasburg, not a top 100 player yet. We know it's coming. Just like we knew Vlad Jr. was coming up, and he's up, and he's looking like a champ. Probably could shed a few pounds. Going to be a little Pablo Sandoval-esque if he's not careful. A little less lanky than Paps. I guess his mom's side, a little stockier. And that's not going to matter, because it doesn't matter who he throws out there, because the Tennessee Smokies are going to lose. The reason they're going to lose is poor managerial decisions. I'm going to harp on that for a second. Just let it simmer there. That's right. Poor managerial decisions. So I'm not going to talk more about the Tennessee Smokies. If you wish to inquire more, I suggest you check your local Google. Krusty's third nipple, you're going to 3-2. You're getting over 500. I know that's a place you want to be. 600 winning percentage, 3 out of 5. Not a bad start to the first 5 weeks of the year. Eloy will be back soon. That'll be nice. Pick up for your offense. Hulk, Vogelback. Is he going to be a stud? I don't know, but he can't be worse than some of the other first basemen being trotted out there. Miguel Cabrera. Excuse me. So this week, that's why you're going to win, because you're better than a AA squad. That's it for our 6 matchups, boys. We're 16 and a half minutes in, trying to keep these under 20 with our Video Deluge Monday. But we've got the No Host Club, Behan, Red Rooster, Evil Morty, Mr. Tickles, and Krusty's. Not 1, not 2, but third nipple. It's like right there in the middle of his chest. That'll do it for this week, boys. No top 5. I want to keep it easy, breezy, lemon, squeezy. So I'm going to get back to stat jacking, stat tracking, watching a little. What's the next game on? We got Cincy and the Mets. Ooh, bottom 9, Cincy and Mets. Oh, I'm going to flip that bad boy. Oh, what we got here? And Tampa just scored another run up here on the big board. So if you got a Tampa Bay Ray, you better go check it out. Was that part of your, did you get a run there? Maybe an RBI? Possibly a double. Check it out for yourselves, because I'll check you guys out next week for thrills. That's all I got to say here. Our live studio audience, I appreciate you guys. Thank you. Much love. We will see you next week.